This video was made possible thanks to the support of our amazing patrons. We couldn't do this without you.
Don't forget that you can support the channel for free and receive 10% off orders over $10 at Flipside Gaming by using the promo code Affinity at the checkout. Or if TCG Player or Magic Madhouse are more your thing, then be sure to place your order through our affiliate links in the description. Once again, at no extra cost to yourselves. Hello everyone and welcome back to Affinity for Commander. My name is Alex and today begins a long series of events that will inevitably culminate in me being found dead in an alley with the words casual format carved into my back. Yes, today we're going to be talking about combos in EDH. Specifically, I'm going to be trying to answer the question, are combos okay in Commander? For the purposes of this video, and because I'm incredibly lazy, we're going to be using wiki.edh Rex definition of what a combo is, which states that a combo is a combination of cards, usually 2 or 3, whose abilities complement each other in such a way that they produce game-ending scenarios. Quite a straightforward definition that I think fits perfectly with what most people think about upon hearing the word. So why is comboing Commander such a taboo topic? Every other format seems to have any manner of combo. Standard had combos, Modern has combos, hashtag free Splinter Twin, Legacy and Vintage, and you get the idea. So why is it that some Commander players are so prickly about the idea of winning through these interactions? The reason for this situational taboo can be broken down into 3 categories: earned victories, Rule 0 violations, and differences in philosophy. Now, victories in EDH are often like a well-sculpted sandcastle. It can take an entire afternoon to perfect. You have to use the right tools, and mistakes are rarely tolerated. But if you pull it off, it is a thing of beauty. However, one small misplaced little brother later, and your entire afternoon's worth of work is destroyed in the space of 5 seconds. In this metaphor, the sandcastle represents person A's winning board state that has taken several turns and many resources to culminate their way to victory. And the little brother represents person B, who cyclonic rifts them during their end step and then plays Machaeus and Triskelion on their next turn, achieving victory for themselves. Now, in this scenario, does that mean that person A earned the victory more than person B? Or is in fact just how the game goes? Can you say that a victory is earned? And this, I believe, is the crux of the problem, in that some people will feel that having combos in decks, when not properly established to do so, will lead to some manner of cheapness, unfairness, or unearned victories. This is probably a good time to point out that these are not my own personal feelings. In fact, if you wish to understand my personal ideas about combos, simply watch our last gameplay episode involving Zaxara and a certain Pemin's aura. However, this point does transition us nicely into our second category, Rule 0 violations. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the concept, Rule 0 is the conversation that Commander players should have before anyone even shuffles up or a single ley line enters play, whereby people will ask specific questions to determine power levels and specifically what type of game people want to have. This, of course, happens in a perfect world where everyone has free healthcare, subscription-free anime, and you don't forget about that tea that you made 2 hours ago that has now been sat on the side getting cold. Oh, god damn it. Yes, in fact, Rule 0 is probably one of the best things about Commander, because it is what makes our format so varied and so great. Oh, that is stone cold. But if this conversation is unclear, becomes murky, or someone's idea of what a level 7 deck is different to someone else's, that's when problems can start creeping in. Some quick tips to help this are be forthcoming with all your answers and make sure to ask specific questions, such as, is Infect okay with the table? Is everyone okay with 2-card combos? Would anyone mind if I play this game shirtless? These are important questions to ask before any Commander game. And the final reason for some manner of tabooness is a difference in philosophy. Some people will see EDH as the ultimate flavor win for Magic, being able to create the most flavorful deck possible with the best interactions that bring forth a commander's particular uniqueness. Whereas others might just see it as a simple copy of Legacy or Vintage Light that is a 100-card singleton with a means of destroying your opponents with the most efficient way at your disposal. Now, both of these points are perfectly fine and valid, as is everything in between them. What is not helpful or okay are when we have comments like this. Well, if you want to play combos, just go play CDH. Or, if you don't like combos, just go play casual. Both of these comments are equally stupid and unhelpful to the discussion. Don't be these people. Be the people that have good talks about your decks beforehand and establish what everyone wishes to play before the game begins and have a good, fun experience. So let's get back to the main thesis statement of this video. Are combos okay in Commander? When polled on various social media platforms, the community response was an overwhelming yes. People seem fine with combos. After all, games do need to end and people do need to get back home to let the dog out. The only difference is the number of cards involved with the combo and the consistency of it. Lower down the power scale, having more cards involved in the combo and fewer ways of tutoring them makes it far more acceptable and palatable. But obviously as we go up the power scale, having fewer cards involved in the combo and having more tutorable ways of grabbing the pieces, that becomes far more acceptable and generally expected. However, it was while trolling through these comments that someone pointed out something to me that I hadn't considered, and that is the idea of powerful cards that win the game by themselves. Would cards just triumph with the hordes, expropriate, or massive black spells like exsanguinate or torment of hailfire? Would these be considered combo cards? After all, anyone that casts expropriate and has a resolve is most likely going to win that game after being put in such a commanding position. With the massive black spells, even if they don't wipe out the entire table, completely neutering your opponents to such a degree and putting them on pixels of life, well, it's very hard to come back from that particular situation. And yes, Triumph of the Hordes is still my boo, and the reason for this is because it essentially sets your opponent's life totals to 10, anthems your entire board, and then gives them all trample. So while these cards are not solely part of a combo, they do definitely provide a means of winning all by themselves. In fact, I would argue that some of these cards are in fact more powerful than the combos we have discussed. Take for example Machias and Triskelion. This combo at any point can be interrupted and stopped by killing either the creatures or exiling them with the triggers on the stack. Or even take my combo with Zixara and Pemin's Aura. Again, easily interactable and stoppable. However, if someone casts an Exsanguinate for more than the table's combined life total, then your responses to this pretty much start and end with Counterspell or Teferi's Protection. But this always comes back to player choice and what type of game your playgroup wants. Run these cards, of course, that's what they're there for. But it's only when we start creeping up the power levels that these cards become the sole win conditions of decks and are starting to be tutored for every single game. Again, a totally fine thing to do, but make sure that the people are informed that this is the type of game you're looking for. So finally, to satiate my inconsistent ramblings, do I personally feel that combos should be okay in Commander? Yes, combos are a part of our great game variant. A game needs to end, someone needs to win, and that dog still needs to be let out. All decks of all power levels, I believe, are totally fine to have combos in them. The only difference is the number of cards involved in the combo and the means of putting them into play. As we go up the power levels, sure, have those 2-card combos. But if we're looking for more of a casual game, have the jankiest, weirdest combos you can find that involve 5 cards and have 0 tutors in the deck. Those are my personal favourites after all. And do just remember to have fun, have good Rule Zero interactions, and ask those appropriate questions.
Yeah, you can't play with your shirt off.
Well then, what even is the point? And that will be the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What is your favourite or weirdest interaction you've ever seen in a game of EDH? Pop it in the comments below. As always, if you like this type of content, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel and click that bell icon so you never miss a video. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter @4commander, or if you really like the channel, you could consider becoming a patron of it yourself for access to exclusive EDH related rewards. As always, I've been Alex, and I will see you next time.